Hello everybody, Michelle the Health Coach here. Today I would like to talk about some really delicious options for low carb pasta. Probably one of the biggest things that people freak out about if they are suggested to try a keto diet or low carb diet, and people just don't want to give up their pasta. So what do? Well, I totally understand this dilemma. I am half Italian myself, and I pretty much grew up on pasta, and it was a big part of my adult diet, especially as a single person. It's easy to make, and it's filling, and it's cheap, but it really gets you in the end, literally, because pasta made out of wheat is just empty calories. And yes, there is gluten-free pasta, but it also is very high carb, and you end up with the same issue. So I'm going to talk about what are some ways that you can cut the carbs yet still enjoy pasta. So it's been a bit of a journey for me to discover what is tasty. And there are probably the first thing that I learned to do is to make zucchini noodles. I'm going to wait till the end for that demo. I don't have a spaghetti squash with me today, but a spaghetti squash is also another great vegetable to use in lieu of wheat noodles or even some kind of gluten-free noodles. It's easy to make. You can either bake it and then you scoop out the stringy squash in the middle and you can put your favorite sauce on it. I discovered that using a Instant Pot or a pressure cooker to steam it is much easier than cutting it in half lengthwise and then baking it. It takes probably close to an hour, and if you just cut it in half or quarters and stick it in your Instant Pot, it probably takes 15 minutes at the most. So spaghetti squash is the first thing that you can do, or the second thing, since I had already mentioned zucchini noodles. And then a few years later, I discovered shirataki noodles. And they are made of konjac flour, which is a resistant starch, which means it doesn't spike your blood sugar, and it has 0 calories. And what else? It pretty much is 0 everything. All it is a vehicle for whatever kind of pasta you want to do. But it is a little bit of a pain to make because you have to so it's in a bag of liquid. You have to empty out the contents, rinse them. It kind of has this weird fishy smell that does go away, but it does have a funky smell. When you open the package, you rinse them, you have to put it in boiling water for 2 minutes, and then you have to drain the noodles and put them in a hot pan and thoroughly dry the noodles before you use them in your recipe. And if you don't follow those steps, it will taste, the texture will be rubbery and it will be weird and you will hate them. But I did use them for many years, and it worked for me. This is a fettuccine shape. There's also spaghetti, and Miracle Noodle is the brand. However, I found this brand La Viva, and it has oat flour in it and konjac flour, oat fiber, so not flour, but it's got oat fiber, the konjac flour. It has 4 grams of carbs, which is still minuscule. So it's not 0 like the Miracle Noodle, but it also comes in a package, and the price of the La Viva noodles are also better. You get way more for bang for your buck. Oh, so this is the penne shape, which I actually haven't tried it yet. I ordered them on Amazon, and so I thought I would try like a little penne bake with them. So all you have to do with the La Viva noodles is you open the package, rinse them out, and heat them up in your sauce, and that's it. And the texture is a little softer than the Miracle noodles and taste more like regular noodles that you're used to. I also like these noodles for when you put them in soups because it doesn't break down and get mushy like regular noodles do. So I like the spaghetti one or the fettuccine one that Leviva does, and they're great added to soups. And like I said, it doesn't break down and continue to get mushy. However, that doesn't freeze fabulously. So if you're going to freeze your soup, don't freeze the noodles in the soup. And when you go to reheat up the soup, then just put a fresh bag of noodles in your soup. That's really the best way to do it. So love these. I've been finding the spaghetti version at Sprouts, and I haven't seen the fettuccine one in a long time, so I will have to probably just order them from Amazon the next time I want them. So love these. $3 to $4 a bag, whereas this is like almost $3 for maybe one serving, and this is more like 4 servings for about the same price. So, or a little more, but you're getting a lot more for the price. So Leviva is this one. Okay, so then I discovered palmini, and I think I discovered it on, got this funky light here. I think I discovered it on a Instagram ad, which appropriately targeted me. And it is hearts of palm. So if you know what a heart of palm looks like, and it's from a palm tree, I guess, right? Heart of the palm. And it rolls out into like a sheet. And so what they've done is they've just cut the sheet of heart of palm into the size of linguine, and it's really, really delicious. It almost, if you're not familiar with hearts of palms, it kind of has an artichoke-y taste. And maybe you've seen them in salads or Asian food, but it's really delicious, and it will take on the flavor of your sauce, and it doesn't break down. I really like them a lot. So if you want something that's a little softer than the Leviva, if you want something that has a little bit more bite al dente for like a heavier sauce, then the palmini is great. Palmini also has lasagna sheets. Now they're teeny though. They're only like this big, so you have to lay them out in your pan, but they're really delicious. I've made lasagna, and last Christmas Eve, we had a diabetic in our group, and it did not raise his blood sugar. He was like really amazed that he didn't have to do extra insulin after the lasagna because there were hardly any carbs in it. So that is what I use for pasta. Now I'm going to show you how to do a zucchini noodle. I noticed though that Costco in the frozen section, you can buy already spiralized zucchini. So it's getting even easier, and you don't have to do it yourself. But I have this handy dandy spiralizer, which I got on Amazon, of course. And you just take a zucchini. You don't want too big of a zucchini, because if that seed area in the middle is too big, it doesn't work. So it has to be a fairly small one. They need to be straight, or else they don't spiralize right. And so I always get organic zucchinis. Trader Joe's usually has them. And zucchini is one of those vegetables that is sprayed with a lot of pesticides, so you always want zucchinis organic. I think they might do some genetic modification to them too. Anyway, okay, so I have a disc in that's got the bigger holes, and you just put your zucchini here like so. So this actually sticks to the counter. You put a little water in their suction cups so that it doesn't move around. And I think I usually do it the other way around. This would be interesting. I don't know why I set it up like this. I might have to switch it around. backwards. Okay. I haven't done this in so long because I usually just use the palmini or the Lviva, but the zucchini noodles are good. The only thing you have to be careful with is when you put the zucchini in your pan, a lot of water comes out of it. So if you're doing like a marinara or a meat sauce, you could make your sauce super watery if you just throw the zucchini noodles in. So I would heat them separately. See my nice noodles? I would heat them separately, drain off the water, and then put your sauce. So, but if you're doing something like pesto where you need a little liquid, or you just be careful. It doesn't take very long, maybe just a couple minutes to soften them up and heat them up with your dish. But this is zucchini noodles, and I usually, see how long they are? I usually cut them in like 5-inch pieces so that you don't have these ridiculously long strands of noodles that you're twirling. So that is what to use instead of pasta, wheat pasta. My name is Michelle Sala. I'm an integrative health coach. If you would like to learn more about what I do, you can find me at michellesala.com. Thank you.